All right, so many people talk about hustle culture and living in balance, and this is a really interesting concept because there are valid points. Balance is very important. Hustle culture can be really bad for you, but what I also wanted to kind of address is that if you always live in balance, like, and I'm just now going to give you an example of 9 to 5. Let's say that is balance. 9 to 5 is balance. If you always work 9 to 5, that does not necessarily mean that you will have more balance in the long term than the person that kind of sacrifices their short-term balance. So let's say they work 10 to 12 hours, but they're able to build something where they can retire when they're 55, whereas the person that always chose the short-term balance can retire when they're 65. And maybe this person that sacrificed their short-term balance has overall less hours that they're working in their life than the person that always chose 9 to 5. So this is just a very interesting concept in my opinion, that if you're living in imbalance right now, maybe you will have a lot more balance in the long term, because then you can choose different kinds of things and you're not tied to your 9 to 5 job. And this is obviously something where everyone has to choose for themselves what they want, because if you really want to always have the short-term balance, then that's a really good life too, you know. You don't need to necessarily sacrifice your hours right now. But if you're someone who's like, okay, I want more in the long term and I want to achieve certain things, maybe living in imbalance is a better choice for you, so you can live in the long term in balance if you want to. And this is tied to so many things, not just work. If you also think about your, let's say, fitness level, someone who has worked out for, like, let's say 5-6 times per week for many years, they have gone to the gym or running or some other exercises. If they're in a life situation where they're working hard and they have a family and they have other things going on, they're able to maintain their fitness level maybe only with 3 times per week training. Whereas the person that never really trained, when they're in a life situation that is bad, they will never find the balance through the imbalance that they had before. So they never trained a lot, and then they later on can't maintain, but they will just go down. This is a very kind of weird concept, and I don't know if I'm able to explain it through the camera, but I just want to say that, like, usually when people talk about balance, it's always about choosing the short term. But if you think about it, what if you will have overall more balance in your life when you sacrifice sometimes your short-term balance? So just think about this, and that's obviously, everyone has to choose for themselves what they want to do. If you don't want to sacrifice your short-term balance, then that's not for you. But if you see yourself in the long term wanting to have a different kinds of lifestyle, and you want to have more balance, and you feel right now that, hey, I can do more than just the 8 hours per day, then I would say invest into your skills, live a little bit in imbalance, and later on in life you can still choose to live a very balanced life.